grab your drinks and grab your seat.
Sunday spotlights, here it's a treat. Tombi's chilling, the vibes are right. Let's talk small streamers and shine some light about creators we know and love. They make the content we can't get it enough of. The grind of being small can really be tough. So Sunday we show love. As we build our community and family, making space for the ones who are like me. But this is more than marks and they're more than creators. I call them friends, now I'll see you later. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. About Christ's wives, we know we love and make the content we can't get enough of. The grind of being small can really be tough. So Sunday we show love as we build our community and family, making space for the ones who are like me. But this is more than marks and they're more than creators. I call them friends, now I'll see you later. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight.
Good morning, ladies, gents. Thank you very much indeed for joining this Sunday Spotlight with me, Tombi, and our very special guest. We've got Clifton 3D in the house as well, who's kindly joining me on this adventure. But it also gives me the opportunity to ask him some questions about how he goes about his creator's journey, what he does in terms of looking at video editing and stuff like that. Opportunities for me to learn, opportunities for you to learn. But after that, we are going to be bouncing through a number of streamers, a few over on YouTube, a couple over on Kick, and a couple over on Twitch. Before we call it a day, usually we run no later than an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how the conversations are going. But let's get into it. Clifton, welcome, my friend. How you doing?
Hey man, great to be here. Yeah, I saw your Sunday spotlight last week for the first time actually, and I absolutely love the idea, and that's why I asked to be on. It's really cool.
No, and thanks for reaching out and doing that. So one of the things that I usually shout out, guys, if you want to jump on, if you're a content creator, if you're a small streamer and you want to jump on the Sunday Spotlight, doing exactly the same thing Clifton's doing right now, just drop me a DM over on Twitter, drop me a message over on Discord, and I'll sort out the arrangements and get you on. The more the merrier when we're coming to this stuff, because it's nice to have company when you're discussing some of the streamers and creators, and also it's a learning experience for both parties. There'll be stuff that I do, there'll be stuff that Clifton does, there'll be stuff that the small creators and the streamers do, and it's just that knowledge share, and it's a constructive opportunity to network. One, these streamers, these creators, or my guests with new people that are in chat that you might not have come across before, But likewise, it's just that chance to elevate each other. Because it's one of the things, and certainly myself and Clifton been talking in the background, is one of the things that we struggle to see is many opportunities for really shouting out small streamers and creators. There's just not very much of it going about. So yeah, thank you very much indeed, Clifton, for joining. Just say a quick hello to the chat. Major Zap's in the house. Good to see you, Major Zap. So Major Zap, I actually found on this creative journey of small streamers and creators, and he's a brother from another mother now. And both myself and Major Zap actually do charity events. So we did the Extra Life charity last year. We're doing it again this year. We've upped the stakes. So the first year that I've done it, and I think it's a few years that Major Zap's been doing the Extra Life, we actually managed to get almost 3,000 in terms of US dollars
nice.
donated, which was absolutely amazing. So we've put the goal up a little bit this year. So if you guys, anybody that's a streamer or creator, and you want to get involved in the Extra Life charity, you can actually join Team Zap. Major Zap looks after the team, but I co-host the team. So if you want to get involved in it, by all means, reach out. But Major Zap's good to see you. Jack Tarlad as well. Thank you very much indeed, Jack. How you doing, brothers? Good to see you.
Awesome.
Kathleen! Kathleen's in the house. Hello, everyone. Hello, Cliff. Good to see you, Kathleen.
Hey.
Right. Good to see you. Mearden's in the chat. So myself and Mearden, Smoother GJ, normally play some Final Fantasy every Sunday evening. So we will be playing that much later. So after this stream, I need to feed the wife. So I'll be doing some cooking after. But this evening, playing some Final Fantasy 14 with Mearden. Mearden's another prime example of a small creator, small streamer, plays video games. Very often it's purely on the weekend. But because of obviously the restricted amount of streams that it does, his visibility is low. So another reason why we like to see the small creators in chat.
I totally get it.
Bishop's awesome. So Bishop, hi all, and Wave, another awesome creator. Do you know what? I've been really, really lucky with the people I've met along this journey, because it's fantastic to see some of these guys. They're growing.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
It is. That's, I should have said. Have you heard of blurps before, Clifton?
I've heard of blurps, but I saw that it popped up, but I didn't hear anything.
Oh, that's strange.
So,
chat, did you hear anything? Did you hear the blurb? Interesting. Right, let me have a look. Blurps. Settings.
so I don't know. Maybe I have to have YouTube on for that.
No, it should come through because you are in the studio. You should be able to hear it, unless it's your actual audio output. No, because you can hear me. That's just retarded.
Huh.
That's weird. I heard it clear.
Okay. Well, I mean,
don't worry about it. Don't stress. But nutshell, blurps for me, a lot of the creators, a lot of the gamers and streamers, we are so heavily invested in blurps. It's untrue. We love having these little sound bites come and interrupt our day, and whether it's the mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell, or random Viking war music, or some excerpt from a movie. Oh, it's all good fun. So small creator streamers, definitely sign up for blurps. It does have a finance payout for you, and it's surprisingly, it can be more competitive. If you're a small streamer, it can actually be more competitive than memberships for a small streamer.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll definitely check it out. I just haven't streamed in such a long time. Haven't checked it out yet.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the link for blurps. I'm just going to drop the link for blurps into chat for everybody. Brother Rick, how you doing? So Rick, hello, you chat muppets. Good to see you, my friend. And Abe's in the house as well. Hello,
Hey.
folks. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, blurbs. So there's the URL, guys. Obviously, don't worry about recording anything currently. Clifton, I'll send you these after once we've completed. So to start off with, what I wanted to do is, because you are the very first special guest. Obviously, I've had other people on the show, but this is the first time
Hey, glitter.
this is the first time I've had a visitor on the stream since the new layout's been created. So what I wanted to do is just have a look at what you've been obviously creating. Certainly the last couple of
This
videos
week.
that you've uploaded, and just generally ask you some questions about some of your processes, how you go about finding stuff to talk about, because I find it incredibly difficult at times
All right.
to look at subjects because my brain doesn't work as well as most people's does. Being ex-armed forces and being on the spectrum, I don't process information the normal way that everybody else would. So I really struggle when it comes to looking at something to do a video about. Now, obviously, your most recent one was the Jurassic
Hi, and welcome back to.
Park Rebirth trailer. So I'm just going to play it in the background. We're not going to have any audio on.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question for myself when you are looking at things, because I have to think really carefully about what I need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of that is because I just generally just talk. I don't tend to script things or write things down. But do you have a process for essentially creating your videos? Because I find them very to the point, very direct. I'm guilty of the old ums, so's, or certain phrases that I'd repeat all the way through my videos that I then need to edit out. There was about probably 20 of those I needed to edit out for a Rumble video that I did the other day. But can you give me an idea about obviously how you go about your process?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I've actually worked on this process quite a bit. Now, for these short trailer reactions and stuff like that, I don't really go
Shut up and take my
into
money.
a script or anything. I just, this is more about just, showing the people what's going to be coming out soon and stuff like that, and just giving them a bit of a feel of what I think of just that trailer.
Yeah.
And like I will say, like I don't know if this stuff is going to be good or not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Specifically with Jurassic World, like I know that a lot of people have not liked the new movies. I know they're not great, but they bring like a nostalgia to me. Like
Oh,
I
100%.
like Jurassic Park is like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
The
Give me,
original.
give me, give me number one and number two. Number three went downhill. But number one,
Yeah.
there's something about the effect of when the T-Rex was walking and you see the impact tremors.
I just saw of yesterday or something a video about how they made Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and that the guy who came in was like really good with claymation
Hmm.
and stuff like that, but Steven Spielberg was like, it's just it's too janky.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time that they really, for a big budget movie, where they used 3D and rigging and stuff like that to actually make the dinosaurs move, and it was completely CGI. And just I get that quality today. It's like it's just it's crazy. And just, yeah, dinosaurs, I mean, come on.
Exactly. I mean, all you've got to say is dinosaurs, and we're there. But I was, what was I? I was 14, 15 when the film first came out.
Mhm.
So I got the opportunity to see it in cinema when it came out. And there's me as a teenager watching dinosaurs on screen and listening to the soundtrack and the ambience of when they're actually in Jurassic Park and you're hearing all of these things around you. And my good God, ever since then, it's always been one of my favorite films. Always.
Oh
The
yeah.
music encapsulates you.
It
It
just
really
comes
does.
it comes together like that is one of the most iconic tunes of all times. Like I can like somebody just mentions Jurassic Park and I'm hearing in my mind,
Yep.
the helicopter ride when they're headed
When
back
they're,
home.
yep. And
And
he says, Yahoo!
Yeah,
As they're coming down. Yeah.
yeah. And that just rings in my head like without, it's awesome. Uh that's what makes it one of my favorites of all times. But yeah, like I just do a react to it. I say like I point out the fact that this is nostalgic for me.
Hmm.
I absolutely love it. I know it's probably not going to be great, but I'm going to check it out because I
Yeah.
that's just the way I am. And then I, just give the opportunity like, "Hey, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on the Jurassic World stuff coming out and everything?" And that's basically what I do for these trailer or teaser reacts.
And it's and the reason why I wanted to highlight the trailer teaser reactions is because I've always wanted to look at doing something very similar myself. I like the flow. I like the way you do it. It's very, very honest. There's there's no agenda with. I mean, I've watched it a couple of times now, and what I've noticed certainly with your content, there's no real agenda there. You are delivering what you see and what it makes you feel. But there's no subversive agenda like you see in quite a few of the bigger streamers. Whenever they've done reactions, there's always an angle, but with this, it's you don't know whether it's going to be good or bad. You're being very, very honest with the user, with the viewers, and
Yeah.
that's something that I've desperately been trying to learn from as many people as I can do. That kind of a skill where I can just react to something objectively without putting any form of um, politics or any kind of a slant on it to either discredit something or give it credibility when it's not even out yet. No one knows fully what's going on. Yes, we've got some of the actors within this particular film that are not what you would say expected, but ultimately it comes down to that. Let's give it 5 seconds to come out, let's
Mhm.
watch it properly, and then do a full review. But the reason why I wanted to highlight, obviously, the teaser reactions, and we'll do the. I'll just open up the Fantastic Four in the background just so it's going on. Link to the Jurassic Park one now I've placed in chat, guys. Make sure you pop across, give it a watch, do the old thumbs up and all that good stuff. Um, but the other thing that I picked up from these videos is the style that you're using. Obviously, with the layouts of your camera, the layouts of the screens, um, the various different elements within there. Now, I've recently discovered Adobe Express, like we were discussing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Um, what tools are you using when you're generating your reactions and generating your content?
Um for ease, like the background you see, my logo, everything like that. I went and created in Adobe whatever program that I needed to make that happen. Some of the stuff, like it was a mix between Adobe and Canva,
Yeah,
like we were talking about in the background before the show. Um, like I've been using Canva instead of Express, and I definitely need to try out Express some more, figure that out, and look at it because it seems like it's really easy and it works well. And since I'm paying for it anyway,
yeah,
because I've also been thinking about a friend of mine. He pays for the Canva, and I'm like, well, it definitely opens up some options and stuff. So maybe I should try checking that out and stuff. But yeah, no, the backgrounds and everything, I created, and then I basically loaded it into StreamYard. I use
Hmm.
StreamYard with Brandon the Anime Guy. Uh, Thanks for giving me access to that and everything like that. And that's where I basically found these layouts. But when like a while back, StreamYard was, I don't know, like it was messing up a lot.
Yeah.
So I basically then started using OBS again
Hmm.
and loaded everything in there and based my layouts on from StreamYard into that. And this has been a process. Um I've had different layouts and everything. I
Yeah.
started streaming with like one of my or making videos. One of my first videos was the Simpsons living room background,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which looking back at that, whew, but no, it's always a process. You always learn something, and there's always something to change that you think, hey, this could be cool or not. You try it out. If it doesn't work, then you just go back. If it does work, then hey, awesome. You found something new that you like and enjoy doing.
Yeah. And certainly that's how the whole Adobe Express came about.
Mm,
Because if I just pause the video for a second. So I do all my own artwork. I do all my own thumbnails, um, and I'm one of those that likes to learn how to do things and
mm,
be self sufficient rather than needing to rely on other people to do it. And thumbnails has always been that thing I would drag. For example, let's say World of Warcraft. So I'm
mhm,
making a new thumbnail for World of Warcraft. I would go online, find a 4K wallpaper, pull it into Adobe Photoshop, which I'm paying for as well. I would then add the necessary additional elements, your avatars, your text, whatever it may be, and then you render it out below 2 MB and you shove it up into the cloud. Great, perfect.
mhm.
But it was taking time. And the results were okay, but when you look at the difference between some of the ones back then to what I'm doing as of Friday, literally Friday, I was like, right, I'm going to create new overlays for everything. Right, how do I create a new overlay? And Googling it, everyone's saying Canva, saying a few other different pieces of application, and one of them says Adobe Express. And I'm thinking, well, if I'm paying for Adobe Express anyway, let's see what Adobe Express can give me.
Oh yeah.
A quick 2 minute video where someone was just dragging some things around, and I was like, yeah, right, that's enough for me. I've got the gist of it. And then started just to have a play for an hour of seeing what I can create.
Mhm,
And since that Friday evening, because normally a Monday and Friday, I'm no longer doing a live stream. I'll do a long form video because that I found there was a gap within my offerings to any viewers. That Friday night, I spent my time playing with overlays. And I'm going to bring up this window. Switch across. So myself and Clifton had a look at this just behind the scenes. So I'm going to bring this up and we're just going to zoom in. And so in Express, obviously, this is the layout that you're currently seeing on screen in EV So it's exactly the same. I can select the various different elements and I can animate them. I can change the layouts, whatever it may be. But if I go to view all pages, you'll suddenly see I've created my YouTube overlay. So this specifically works with Stream Elements' new multi-streaming plugin for OBS, where you can send a different scene to the various different platforms. So I created a YouTube one. I created one specifically for Rumble, one specifically for Twitch, for Twitter, for Kick, my Sunday Spotlight. So what we're currently on now, the Spotlight guides. So whenever I create something as a guide, I did a how to connect to Rumble Studio from OBS, EVMux, Prism, etc. on Friday and uploaded that, that's what's going in the guides. My thumbnail game has just gone from, I would quite happily say, if it was a scale of 0 to 10, my thumbnail game has gone from a 3 to at least a 7 just by using this application.
Awesome.
And if I go for just adding a new page, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to upload one of my old World of Warcraft images, and you can see this iteration of how we started. So let's make this full screen. So this was my first style. So not obtusely bad. Did what it needed to do. Told people that I'm playing World of Warcraft. A bit of a logo, so a bit of branding. Stick my head on, but still not great. Is certainly not going to entice many people. Then I updated to this one.
And that's exactly how it is. Like
Yep.
you move into that process. And what I did at the beginning was just look at what other YouTubers were
Yeah.
making. Um,
Yep.
if
And
you
that's what it.
if you look on my channel, you're gonna see a lot of um Ryan Kinnell
Yep.
um thumbnails where one third is black with the text red and
Yep.
white, and the other side is just a picture of something.
Yep. So now this is the third iteration. I've now got rid of my ugly mug and replaced it with my cutesy avatar, which I think is great. I love avatars.
Oh yeah.
And this was the most recent one up until I started with Adobe Express on Friday. And my latest one is now, let's have a look, is now this one. So completely different level, different, I would say different style, but it's more focused on me, February gaming, World of Warcraft, what the game is. And I'm using this quite religiously now across most of my styles. My Final Fantasy one, so Final Fantasy now. Different layouts for different sites. So one of the things that I'm trying to introduce is kind of like branding per platform.
Okay.
So the Twitch layout, different colors, back to World of Warcraft, Kick for World of Warcraft, um, Rumble as well, changing the background, changing some of the way it looks. There's two images because some of them are actually going into being some merchandise. So that's why you see different sizes. But Twitter as well, because I stream everywhere, I like to be able to have some form of brand, kind of like parity with where I'm streaming. So yeah, I'm enjoying using this app, and these I'm creating minutes now. It's taking me minutes to generate something really, really worthwhile. And like you say, the process, this came about, and I'm just going to bring him up. This came about from this chap. Now, a lot of people will probably recognize this guy when I open up his page. So I'm just going to switch back to this, and then I'll catch up with chat because we're slightly behind on
So
chat, especially you,
the
Rio.
the biggest problem I usually have with getting into the process of making thumbnails or making layouts and stuff like that is that I make something, it works, and then instead of trying to work on it again, I get lazy.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, it works. I like it. I'm gonna just stay there for a while. And then usually sorry, I have like this work process ever since I worked for a 3D company making 3D shoes,
yeah,
that because I just take my work in progress, and once I'm done and I've rendered the shoe and everything, it looks cool, I delete it. I
yeah,
delete my work in progress. That means if there's anything that needs to be changed,
yeah.
I'm forced to go back to the beginning and redo that process
Redo it.
and make it better. And
Mm.
that's basically what I do. Like if I for some reason I lose something, or I have to reset my computer or something or whatever, and I lose all that, I'm forced to remake something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the way that I force myself to actually progress further in the creative process like that.
Yeah, so my thumbnails coming back to Nutty. So Nutty does quite a few guides for loads of different stuff, whether it's plugins, whether it's how to set up OBS, whatever it may be. And it was one of his videos that I took inspiration, which is this workflow masterclass, the one far left, where I saw he had the image on the at a slight angle, you had the text at an angle, and do you know what? I thought it looks nice, it looks presentable. He's getting hits on it. Why not try and emulate
Yeah.
as much as I can do of his style of thumbnails? And yeah, I mean, I'm constantly taking inspiration from other streamers anyway, so this was perfect opportunity for me to carry on that process.
Yeah.
And it's what
Definitely.
fifth different iteration of a World of Warcraft thumbnail, but it just shows you that process from day zero. You're just producing something to get something out there, and then it starts improving in quality. And now I like to say it's at least a 6 or a 7 in terms of readability and how it looks. It just pops nowadays, whereas the old ones definitely didn't pop. Definitely didn't pop.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's a process for everyone, right? Um, look, I mean, just look at the beginning of your thumbnails and what they are now.
Yeah,
But you can do that with every creator.
yeah,
Like, and also
100%.
the times change. Like, I remember the first websites being built in
Mm,
like in the 90s and stuff, and just
yeah,
look at those websites and look at the websites now today. There's just a generational, progression of what people are looking for. And like, you just can't go back to those old websites and like, ugh, holy
can you
crap.
imagine the world being forced to go back to the old school HTML?
Uh,
Oh,
no. Ugh.
I mean, we're on HTML5 now, guys. Built around audio, video, and doing it securely. But
But at the
imagine
time,
that.
that
It was
was
cutting edge.
awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it just
Have you? I've got a question for you.
Mhm.
Have you seen Doom playing in a PDF file? Have
Doom
you
in a
heard about
PDF
this?
file. No.
Right. Okay. So, Smooth the DJ, good friend of the channel, fellow panel member and co-host on the Hump Day Chinwag, Doom in PDF. So, because PDFs can run JavaScript within them.
Yeah.
If I click on this link, this is a PDF file that's opening, and I'm going to zoom in. This is actually in the PDF file.
Okay.
It's insane.
It
And then
is.
bearing in mind that the times we're talking about with the HTML and the old school websites, this is when Doom was born. And finally, someone has ported Doom into a PDF file, and you can play it. I was playing it whilst we were playing a stream. I was like, "This is amazing."
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, the Doom, it used to be on floppy disks.
Yeah,
And
used to go. For, I can't remember how many floppy disks it was.
and now, yeah, like a PDF file is
Yep.
basically the same size as a floppy disk was back then, or
Yeah.
even bigger sometimes, depending on how much you have in it. And it's like,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely amazing. But let's quickly catch up with chat because I've been talking head for a while. Storm, good to see you, my friend. Hey, Tommy, will be listening as I potter around the house. Good to see you, my friend. Abe's here as well. And Ryo, thank you very much indeed for the
yeah,
$2 dibdobs. Morning, hope you are well. Yes, we are living the dream. Teresa's in the house as well. Good to see you, Teresa.
awesome.
And Grandpappy, how you doing? Good to see you as well. Let's skip through. Smoother DJ, ahoy! Smoother DJ's over in America, living a dream.
Hey, man.
And eventually, I will be moving out there. 2 years to 5 years, I will be living in America. Can't wait. Can't wait. Grizzle, good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you. And who else have I missed? Have I missed anyone? Dadman, as always. Howdy.
Dad,
Good to see you,
man.
Dadman. I enjoy spending time with Dadman. I need to go back on Dadman's show, actually. I do need to go back on Dadman's show. Uncle
Yeah.
Martin.
I've sadly only been able to make it on to one show, his New Year's show.
I was so after Christmas, that's when I was able to jump onto one. It was literally at the Christmas turnover, so New Year's. Sorry. So yeah, I need to definitely jump onto more of his shows. So anybody that's in the chat, if you're a mod or if you got mod rights, please feel free to drop some links to the people that we're talking about. Uncle Martin with a mountain bike, another small streamer. Table based sites, that's how they taught us in school. Yep. Table based sites. Daily Dysfunction, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
Stormflock says drop a link for Doom. Yes, of course I can. I can do that right now, my friend. There you go. So that is the direct link. And you can, I would advise you definitely download it and play it locally. Just download it, play it locally, because you'll get a lot better frame rate out of it. But it can do 30 frames a second in a PDF file. It's obscene.
Awesome.
Absolutely
That's great.
obscene. So yeah, certainly the creative process. So I'm just going to bounce back to this screen. Creative process. Thank you very much indeed, obviously, for sharing that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my handy list of people to have a look at.
Oh, awesome.
Now we haven't got many today because what I wanted to do is this kind of like, because this was the first episode with a proper guest, I wanted to focus more on yourself and your processes. But as we've done that, I wanted to focus, believe it or not, actually on someone most people should know, and that's our good friend Boosh.
Oh yeah.
Who I had the pleasure of watching earlier while he was playing some games. So Boosh, you will find Boosh in quite a few of our chats and certainly across the fellowship as well, guys.
Yeah, Boosh is awesome. He supports everyone that I've been on with or whatever. Like he's always there. It's awesome.
Yeah, and this is what I'm finding more and more and more is you'll find it's always the same people in chat. You'll find whenever I bounce into, whether it's on Leon's, whether it's on Gucci's, whether it's on someone else's channels, you'll always find very similar names throughout all of them. These guys and girls are supporting as many people as they can do. And for me, this is a perfect opportunity for me to kind of like use some of that karma that I've received in my past to help elevate and share these details with other people. Criminally undersubbed, 146. I mean, 254 videos. He's putting the effort in. It's clear he's putting the effort in.
Yep.
I want to have a look at how long he's had his account for. And so joined 30th of June 2021. Quite a few videos, and this is where I find it really, really sad that his views are quite low in comparison for the age of his account. And this kind of like shouts out that the YouTube algorithm is negatively affecting good creators.
Oh yeah. Like when I first started out, I felt like I was growing daily.
Yeah.
It actually felt like the channel was growing. And then once I reached like 400, it just felt like it fell completely off.
Yeah.
YouTube, I know at the time YouTube was doing changes to the algorithm and stuff like that. Whatever they've been doing has just been a negative on almost every front on
Yeah.
for everyone's channels.
I certainly found that if you are a live content creator and streamer,
Hmm.
your growth will be a fraction of those people that are solely doing long form.
Hmm.
And I've found that an 80-20 rule of 80% long form, 20% live streams, I've seen those people that kind of like fit that mold, they're growing the fastest.
Yeah.
I can't commit that level of time to do an 80-20%. Mine's probably the other way around. I stream for 80% of the time and do 20% long form. I probably don't even do 20% long form, to be fair. It's probably 10%. But I just, with a full time day job, as well as obviously having family, being married, dogs, real life, there's very little additional time I can free up in order to make it a 80-20%
Oh,
ruling.
oh yeah. No, that's the hardest part is getting that going and growing. If you just can't be here on YouTube 24/7, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just going to open up this in the background. Let me open up this in the background. Let's just jump into Studio. And analytics. And okay. So this is. Oops, wrong button. Crap. So when it comes to the growth, I'd say I'm pretty lucky on it. For someone who live streams majority of the time, this growth is a trend upwards. It's not a rapid trend upwards. It's not lightning, but it's still going upwards at this point in time.
Yep.
Now, most of this growth is because I'm jumping into other streams. I'm jumping into other people's chats, integrating with their communities. I'm getting involved elsewhere. I would find if I wasn't doing those things, this would probably be stagnated by now. Definitely stagnated
Yep.
because the algorithm doesn't promote this type of content. It just doesn't.
No.
So and prior, I can actually prove that because I did a recent video taking the piss out of Assassin's Creed Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yep.
And this was a 35-second clip, nothing more. And if I open up this and we have a look at the analytics, and I share this one instead, because this was long form, 2.2k views, it did nothing for 3 days.
Yeah.
Literally, I had 40, I think by the time the third day came around, I had 44 views. So the first 2 days and 20 hours, so I had 44 views or whatever it is, and it was 3 days. All of a sudden, 2,000 odd views in the space of 2 days. It's now petered off again, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's a good indication that YouTube picks up on the long form content more than it does on the live streams. Because I've had nothing live streams come close to 1,000, even come close to 500. I think the highest of my live views has probably been 300. And that was heyday when I was playing with Nina Infinity.
Yeah. No, definitely. YouTube is definitely going for the videos, not the live streams, which is really weird because that's usually where they create the most income themselves because people are sending super chats and shit like that.
Yeah.
You would think that they would be pushing that just as much, if not even more, than these videos because
Yeah.
honestly, not many people watch the ads for videos.
No.
They have
I
an ad
mean,
blocker or something.
I've got no intention of watching ads, so I pay for premium,
Hmm.
so I automatically skip them.
Yep.
So I never consume any ads pretty much on any platform whatsoever. If I can find a way of skipping an ad, I'm going to skip it.
Oh yeah.
Now, the only thing that I know of algorithm wise, they prefer a long form content because they can automatically insert their ads. Whereas with live streams, it's very difficult for them to put the ads in place because all it takes is one comment or a few random comments from the creators or the subject to be politically hot topic, and no one's going to want to watch any of the adverts that are going to be attached to that video. So they generally try and shy away from it, which kind of sucks, really.
Yep.
But Boosh wise, yeah, criminally undersubbed guys. Joined 2021. I hadn't even started streaming at this point in time. I didn't even start streaming until 2023, midway through 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and
Same.
it feels like I've been streaming forever. It does feel like I've been streaming forever. The only thing I would say for Boosh, give yourself an about, mate. Tell us something about yourself. Tell us what you do, how you are, the way you are, why you are so special. Why you are so special.
And
Because you are Boosh.
connected to your Twitter.
Yes.
Do that as well.
Yep. Put your links in. The more that you can put in here about yourself, I use Linktree, so I'll put my Linktree in there. Stick that stuff in there because it helps with that networking aspect. I don't know anything about Boosh. If I was a fresh viewer, guys, and I came into a channel, I don't know anything about Boosh apart from he possibly watches Star Trek Next Generation.
Yep.
That's probably the most I can tell you right now about Boosh.
I mean, you can look at the videos. He clearly gaming content.
Yep. So
So
we got some gaming content, and in fact, most of it is gaming content at this point.
yep.
And let's have a look at his videos. More gaming content, playlists. So yeah, I can see quite a few. Oh, TV films, interesting.
Yeah.
So straight away, I would be jumping into TV films because one of the things I love is music, and I like to reminisce of all of the TV that's come and gone before our time.
Oh yeah.
But definitely make sure you put something in your about. Definitely make sure you've got your playlists updated as well. You'll be surprised how easy it is for a viewer to click on a playlist and just watch from start to end automatically all the way through. That's what people are looking to do. If they're lurkers as well, they just want to put something on and have it play in the background. Your podcast, your playlists are the perfect position to do that. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Boosh.
And just a tip for anyone, really, when you're writing your about, make it fun.
Yeah.
Put some funny stuff in there. Put some emojis in there. And I'm not one of those people who get into emojis and stuff like that. I don't really care about it, but I do know it pops.
It grabs the
There's
attention.
color. Yeah, there's
Mm.
color. It's popping, and that grabs your attention.
Yep, indeed. Just want to say hello to someone in chat. Where did you go? Toasty! Good to see you.
Hey.
Toasty's in chat. How you doing, Toasty? So yeah, definitely jump across, give Boosh a bit of love. Floristic is next, who's actually live right now playing Demonologist with friends.
Oh. So this is someone new for me, so this is good.
So let's pop into Floristics. So generally, if people are live, we take the opportunity to have a bit of a.
This will be so fun.
And some of the things
how they
I'm
fare
looking
on their
for
own.
when I'm looking for content,
They should be fine.
or recommending.
They kind of know
I
what
like
they're doing.
to see how they're
And it's only
interacting
gonna
with
help
other people on
with,
their stream,
Asking
as
specific
well as
questions.
how
about
they're
the game, if they have
interacting
any.
with the chat. So I'm just going to say hello now.
Yeah.
Howdy, Floristic, chat, and mods, which is usually how I enter most conversations. How you doing, Goat? Good to see you. And just like that, he goes, be right back.
Meanwhile, don't forget, chat. Knucklehead POV is pinned at the top of chat. Go over there. Go
But
say
yeah,
hi. Tell them why.
so there's
And
quite a few people
point
in
out
the
good
chat that
fellas
I
out.
recognise. Bomada,
You know.
Minifox TV, Cameron, Mr. Fox was down there, Dragon's Den Gaming. Some of the things that, because I've got this opportunity during the day while I'm working and coding, I can switch off from work and just code. I like to pop into people's chat and then, like I say, interact with people. Then you start recognizing some of their names, and all of a sudden they're jumping across into your chat when they've suddenly realized that you do some
hey,
streams.
Dom.
Now, I've got this general rule of thumb,
Just seeing you popping in.
and I've had this ever since day zero. I never go into a stream
Decided
and
to
turn
leave.
around and say, "Yes, I'm a streamer.
Wonder
Come and
for a
watch me,"
bit.
kind of thing.
See how they
I
feel.
never drop, even when I've got
Oh.
wrench
Basically,
right.
they're all
I never drop
starting out
my
with
link
this
or
game.
my streams
I've
into
played a
anybody's
couple of
chat.
times.
That is just a
But
general rule of thumb. Because
Wow.
there's just too
Casper
many
as well.
opportunities for someone to
They all,
turn around and say, "You're self-promoting
have,
in my chat,
and
stop it," kind of
embedded
thing.
the
So
game into
save the
their
arguments.
system.
I don't do it.
True.
We're just passing
very
the
true.
knowledge around.
And usually, if
for,
they know who
others
you
to
are,
enjoy
they're going to
as
shout you
well.
out.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
That's
I would prefer
vague.
my relationship with that
This is
streamer
what I'm pulling
to grow to a
going
point
behind
where
back.
they appreciate my time in their chat and
Don't
having a
tell them.
good old chinwag,
Don't tell them,
and
but
then
go
they
and
popped
see
my,
how
they
the
popped
other
my
book is
links
faring as
out
well,
for
'cause
their
that
chat
is
based
quite
off
an
that
underhurving
conversation. I
a
don't
few of
like
the other
to
guys who are,
go into
trying to
someone
learn
else's
this
channel
game
and drop my own stuff.
simultaneously with us.
But if someone else
And,
wants to drop my stuff,
I
that's
think
entirely up to
in
them. It's
a few
a
we'll
different
switch groups
mindset,
or,
I guess.
try to
I
merge,
expect
from
because the way I run
better,
my own channel, anybody
not
that's in
everyone
my
gets to
chat
play
can drop their stuff if they want to or not. I'm not going to force anybody.
fair amount of time.
But if they wanted to drop their links in my chat, they are more than free to
yeah.
do so. It's just
I'll
not
see if I
something I generally do on other people's. Do it on mine, yeah, no problem, no
Okay.
problem at all. But I've got a mindset where I want to promote other people, not myself. I've had good karma. I've had shit karma, believe you me. Having been in the armed forces, getting injured, spending 2 years recovering from injury, and bouncing from one complete career, one career in mine disposal, to jump into a career in railway engineering, to
Okay.
then jump into a career in programming and coding.
Yeah.
I've had some shit, seen some shit. Everybody's done worse, better, and so I count my chickens and believe in karma. So I'm quite happy to people to promote their stuff on my channel, but it's not generally something I do on others. But Floristic, it's a shame he is currently be right back in, because it would have been good to interact. But he is a good content creator, guys. Like we say, music related. So you'll find music related stuff on his channel. You'll find games related stuff on his channel. Similar thing. Look at the playlists. Plenty of games there. I mean, plays as many different games as I do. Definite decent thumbnail game. Better than my thumbnail games when I first started. So yeah, and of course, comes to the about section. This is what you want to see. Welcome to my channel. I'm from Belgium, East Flanders, but I do my best to create English videos, so bear with me if I make mistakes. Perfectly acceptable thing to say.
Yep.
If English isn't your first language, and it isn't for many, I mean, I struggle speaking English, and I've been speaking English since I was young. At times, it's okay to turn around and say you've got flaws, you've got faults, but you're actively doing something about it. So, mostly game related things like tutorials, hints, tips, full let's plays. But for the biggest part, I'm just playing in my own way. On occasions, I might do some arts. I'm reachable here, so you got Instagram, you got Discord. Donations and merch are welcome but not necessary. Links there's fine as well. Thank you as always. Yes, I'm not a pro. Yeah, it's okay. Big shout out to the art creators, and you got Mini Fox, Shannon, and RPM Games. Definitely check those people out as well. So yeah, I'm going to grab Floristic's link, drop it back into chat.
Awesome.
and then we'll jump on to the next person.
Cool. Now, see, this is what I really like. This is what I saw last week. You going and shouting out these people, and I just think it's so awesome to do this, and not many people do it.
No, there's and this is where the niche was, because there's very few people that take the opportunity or take the time to do it. And whether that's because they don't find the time to network and push other people's content, or, and I don't want to say it negatively, but some people are more concerned with their own growth than anybody else's.
Mm,
And that's, I mean, that's not me anyway. I want everybody to succeed. It's there's so many people in the world, and this is the bonkers thing with content creation. A lot of people that I've spoke to over the course of the last 2 years since I started, a lot of people said, I want to start content creating, I want to start streaming, but I don't know if anyone's going to actually watch my content.
yep.
There are so many people in the world that your content will be applicable to someone. Even if it's one, two, three, it doesn't matter. Your content will be applicable to someone. There'll be someone else around that wants to look at crochet. There'll be someone else around that wants to look at music. There'll be someone else that wants to listen to someone coding or doing podcasts or playing games. These things are not unique to just one streamer. There's more than enough room. And
Definitely.
I guess that goes hand in hand with my other point of, when you're streaming or you're thinking about streaming, don't worry if you stream over the top of other people. Because the one thing I learned, it's nigh on impossible for me to pick any time of the week, any day of the week,
Yep. When
and
nobody
not be
is.
streaming at either the same time a friend is streaming or the same time someone else bigger than me is streaming. It's impossible. So
Yeah.
just do what's best for yourself, guys.
Definitely. And I do always say this, like, this is something. Figgy Plays has what, 51 subscribers.
Yeah.
On the surface for YouTube, that doesn't sound like a lot. But imagine 50 people standing in front of you, listening to what you have to say.
Yeah.
That's an awesome feeling. Like, there are 50 people out there who want to see you.
Yeah.
And that's just
Exactly.
something to always remember. Like, even if you're a small channel and you don't have many views, you don't have many people coming into your stream, there's going to be someone there.
Do you know what? You've actually just hit a light bulb in my head in terms of being able to explain relative size to people. And we're not talking about PPs or penises or boobs or anything like that, guys. Calm your tits. We're talking about the fact that Clifton has just said there. If think of your chat right now. So there's we've got 53 people currently watching, of which 15 people are on YouTube.
Mhm.
Imagine you're in a room now, in your living room, and there's 15 people in there.
Who are all there for you.
They're all there for you. They're all there to enjoy your time, to jump in with the conversation. They're all engrossed. They want to be there. And all you've got to do is just be yourself, guys. All you've got to do is be yourself. That's such an obvious way of explaining it, but it didn't dawn on me until you said it. Literally didn't dawn on me until you said it. That's an amazing way to explain it. Rick says, Rick says, Tombi is fun-sized on all things. I don't mind being a hobbit. I don't mind being a hobbit. It's great. It's great. And Grandpappy, calm my tits. No, they are excitable. Oh yes. Oh yes. Did I see Yanni come into chat? Someone just said, hey Yanni, and I didn't see Yanni in chat. Oh yeah. Yanni's in chat. It's good to see you, Yanni. Yanni says, well, now I'm stressed out. Hold on. Did I miss something? No, that's the first thing you said. Okay. I think I'm losing the plot. Yanni, tell me why you're stressed out in Discord. Explain it to me as if I'm a toddler. Because quite often that's the only way for me to understand things.
Mhm.
Is talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old.
I,
But
I
it is
get
good to
it.
see you, Yanni. So Figgy plays. Figgy, I came across Figgy through Yarnwitch, and incidentally, I think it may have been through Dadman Plays or that community. But Figgy plays regularly in Yarnwitch's chat. Very, very nice within the chat, and just so happened to start streaming fairly recently. As you can see, 5 videos.
Mhm.
19 years as a stay-at-home mum, gearing to be an empty nester, and diving into something new. Absolutely amazing to have goals later on in life, guys. I
Oh, yeah.
mean, between myself and the wife, we've got 8 kids, we've got 12 grandkids. There is nothing to stop you from jumping on this journey at any age. I've been gaming for many years and now would love to build an awesome community, which definitely is happening. 51 people so far. I mean, the growth is 10 subs a video. That's amazing. If I could get that, I'd be at 5,400 by now.
Oh,
If no, I'll be at 6,000 odd subs if I could achieve that same thing. My gameplay skills, I'm not a pro, not a problem. Nice for you to explain it, but I'm all about the laughs, fun, and some real talk, which is one of the biggest things that draws a lot of people's kind of like attention or willingness to listen and see what you're about.
oh yeah.
Expect some silly moments, a few choice words, and a whole lot of good vibes. My opinions are my own. Great. That means that you speak for yourself. You are going to stand up for yourself. If there's arguments or discussions in chat, whatever, you're going to deal with it. I like the fact that people are not robots because there's too many people in echo chambers these days. It's nice to see someone that has got their own opinions, and even if they don't match with yours, we can still be friends. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yep.
And let's face it, one of the things I said to Leon, Bolt the Words, not too long ago was, wouldn't it be boring if everyone was exactly the same and we agreed on everything?
Oh yeah, it would be. There
Ah,
would be no discourse. There would be no reason to talk about anything.
exactly. It'd be like, okay, same as usual then, guys, just rinse and repeat. I mean, you look at. I've just remembered. I made myself a cup of tea before the stream, and it's still hot. I've got this USB hot plate, and it's actually kept my cup of tea warm, which is
Nice.
great. Um, I was talking with obviously Bolt the Word. We mentioned the discourse, but that when we're doing our hump day chinwag, I don't expect everybody to agree with my takes, and in fact, I'm quite happy when people don't agree with my takes because either I've got the wrong take, or they have, or
It's
it
somewhere in between.
correct, and it promotes that conversation to come to a mutual understanding or a mutual way forward. And we just don't have that so often these days. But
It's the problem is it's kind of hard to find people
yeah,
who are willing to have that discussion and are open to other opinions. Um I've been blessed with people who I've streamed with when I was doing my streams, my weekly streams, panel streams, that we could disagree on things, have a discussion about it. Everything's cool. But then I've also seen like in our sphere of people that I know, even on Twitter, like um talking about Fallout.
yep,
Like there was no like I enjoyed it. I liked it. I play Fallout. I had no issues with it. There were people out there who were just this is bullshit, this is crap, period, and anyone who likes it is just as woke. And it's like, what?
yep, yep.
But yeah, no, definitely like have that conversation. Be open
It's
to other people's opinions and just, you know, it's also something I do when I do like a review of a show. Like I'll say like, okay, I didn't like this or something, but if you liked it, let me know down in the comments below.
yeah, because there's things that I'll pick up in a TV, movie, show, anime. It doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
There'll be things that I pick up and things that intrigue me, things that will trigger me, And I'm no different from any other human being on the planet. We'll all come away with a feeling associated with whatever content we're consuming.
Yep.
Now, it could be a positive reaction, it could be a negative, it can be a mixture of both. But it's to be closed minded that something is inherently bad or good because of only the way you feel.
Yeah.
Kind of like does an injustice to everybody else's point of view, in my opinion.
And even if I completely disagree, like the Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I thought the
Mhm.
movies were shit. Everything that Disney's been putting out in the way of Star Wars has been crap. I mean, there's an episode here or there where I'm like, okay, this wasn't bad, but even if I know a lot of the people that go out and attack people who don't like it are just bots, there are
Yeah.
still people who I do know who like it.
Yeah.
When the first Disney Star Wars movie came out, like I went to the movie, there was something about it that I didn't like, but it still felt like Star Wars. And later on, when the other movies came out, I was like, okay, this is all crap. This is,
Hmm.
from the very beginning, I should have seen it. They killed off Han Solo. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And but a friend of mine was like, she's never been into Star Wars, but she felt like she had a connection to these movies, and like, okay, I don't necessarily agree, but hey, that's awesome that you
That's okay.
enjoy it. That's good.
Yep.
If there's something out there that you enjoy it. Like Godzilla 94, or was it
Yeah.
96?
Yeah.
Something, yeah. It's like,
Matt Broderick version.
yeah,
Yep.
I
I
love
love
it.
it. I love it. I
Yeah.
do.
And there's so many people out there who will give a shit over it. It's like,
Yep.
whatever.
Now you could turn around and a lot of people will have the opinion it's not a proper Godzilla movie. Yes, correct.
Hmm.
But let's take a step back from whether something's inherently a Godzilla movie or not, and just appreciate it for what it is. It was a big dumb popcorn movie with a giant reptile tearing New York a new asshole.
Yep.
And yeah, you've got Leon, the bloody assassin, running around the streets trying to save the world. I loved it because it was simple in its approach, and you knew exactly where you were at any point throughout the entire story, throughout the entire film. You knew exactly what was going on.
Yep.
Does it have daft bits? Yes, but there's a lot worse that can happen.
Oh yeah.
And coming back to Star Wars, the one I didn't appreciate, I certainly haven't liked anything that Disney has put out.
Hmm.
There has been glimpses, there have been moments in The Mandalorian that I've thoroughly enjoyed.
Season
Um,
1 and season 2 were pretty good
yeah,
for the most.
but when it comes to the majority of things Disney's put out, and this can go for Marvel as well, sadly it's been lacking. Now, the one thing that I will take away from 7, 8, and 9 is the visuals and
Yeah.
the music.
Oh yeah.
That's what made it Star Wars, but it wasn't a Star Wars. They weren't Star Wars films. You can't really watch them. It might be set loosely in the same universe, whatever. But it didn't properly feel like Star Wars. If I could turn off the story, turn off everything that happened, and just listen to it, and just look at the visuals of, I mean, prime example when the X-wings and when the X-wings, shit, fuck, when the it was the X-wings coming in to in number 7. Is it number
Mhm.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming in towards the where
The cantina
Solo,
or whatever it
yeah,
was.
and the cantina. Visually, that was absolute chef's kiss, and then the
Yeah,
music
I
coming in
was
as well.
I was sitting in the theater and like, yes, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they kind of lost their way, which we know because they didn't really have many in terms of plans. But coming back to Figgy,
Yeah.
one of the things that I like to see is warnings that one is not going to be safe for work. So there will be potty mouth, there will be swearing. No problem with linking Kofi or PayPal or Streamlabs payments. This is something that I don't see enough. is a current schedule of when this person is going to be active. So if I want to enjoy your content more, when am I going to find you live? I like to invest time with a streamer when they're live, and by doing this, Figgy is just in one very easy way told me everything about when they're going to be streaming, which is perfect because these times work so perfectly for me while I'm working because this is my afternoon.
Yep.
I know not to expect anything on Wednesday, but Monday to Friday, perfect. And Figgy's lovely. I will say, Figgy has got such an approachable nature in her streams. So let me just jump into her streams. And this game,
In my musings about the stories that fill these books and scrolls, I had a recent epiphany. What was that, Falsey?
never seen it,
Scats.
but I'm just going to skip through.
Might as well lean into the boredom for whatever lesson that will teach us.
So that's Cam talking,
I guess Arlena had a point.
but Figgy's there,
Huh?
interacts
She
with her,
said we'd regret entering this
her
place.
chat constantly, reacts
Right,
to a chat,
but the whole learning
blurps are
magic
enabled
part
as
isn't all
well,
that
so
bad.
she loves her blurps. Really, really good content creator. Just starting off her journey, and would
Well, I'm bored.
be definitely someone in the next year.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
If
getting the
she's not
hiccup
at
out of here.
500 subs or more, there's something definitely
Busting
gone
out.
wrong. So these types of people, that sounds wrong. But as a content creator myself, the Figgy sits in that band along with Yarny, and so Yarnwich, that's just in chat as well, sits in that band of awesome natural streamers that you can gravitate to, you can watch comfortably. There's no hidden agendas there. The content is good, the interactions are good, the productivity is good, and I just love the nature. I find it very, very comforting to watch. It's very light-hearted. There's always something happening. There's too many serious streamers, and I like to have some light-hearted stuff from time to time. So yeah, definitely support Figgy, guys. Especially, and I can see people are already subscribing to Figgy. I'm going to drop Yarny's link in as well, because Yarny's in chat, and Yarny's a good sausage. Now, Yarny, we've got this relationship now. So quite a few of the guys and girls in our chats we refer to as family, and Yarny for me is definitely one of those. I will 100% say she is my sister until the day I kick off this mortal coil, because she is awesome in so many ways. I've got a lot of time for Yarny. I've got a lot of time for her other half. But Yarny's link is there. You'll find Yarny playing lots of different games. And to be honest, she's rapidly approaching her 500 subs, and she hasn't been streaming long.
Awesome.
It's insane. Absolutely insane how quickly she's grown. She's had her account for a while, but she only recently started streaming. And I mean recently started streaming. She's already at 99 videos. But she's at 362 subs. She's blown past the required hours requirement for monetization. Just blown straight through it. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Absolutely amazing.
And I remember when YouTube, was it last year when YouTube made the decision to start doing the partner program with 500 subs. And I remember a lot of us came together, when we, in our circle, and we're, shouting each other out and everything, but pushing that. And I thought that was also very cool at the time, seeing that. And yeah, like a sub, it doesn't cost anything.
Correct.
So go out and sub.
Yep.
Just do it.
And also, guys, remember to pop into a video. So in order for your sub to stick and not be removed by YouTube after 24 hours, pop in, like a video, leave a comment either in chat or on a video that's already been recorded, and then subscribe. That's the perfect way to make sure that your sub sticks. Otherwise, what you'll find in 24 hours, YouTube thinks you're a bot because you've simply just gone in and subbed to someone. They will remove that subscription.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, we've seen it so many times. Stupenzo. So when we got Stupenzo off over his milestone, I can't remember if it was 400, 500. Within 24 hours, he dropped back down again, and we've seen it so many times.
That would
So many
explain
times.
some things, yeah.
Yeah. So next on the list, Art of Dominique, who I actually stream with. So this one's someone I know very, very well. So Dominique, myself stream Baldur's Gate 3 on a Wednesday evening, and we play for a good 3 hours each week. It keeps my Baldur's Gate 3 kind of like what's the addiction alive.
Okay.
And she does do a lot of shorts based off some of our antics that we get up to. So first one, so let's. In fact, I'll do this one because this was freaking hilarious. So both myself and Dominique are currently in the Underdark. Most people will know the approach to the Grimforge if you played Baldur's Gate 3. And we're on a platform just moving between two different levels. Now, I've got control of my character, but Shadowheart's in my party. I've jumped off this level. So I jump off this level, Shadowheart follows me, and then Dominique says, go back up to the level. I do. And Shadowheart decides to jump off the edge and then falls directly to. I was laughing my tits off when this happened.
Damn.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, we were just both cracking up. We just couldn't breathe. I jumped off. It was just the fact that I jumped off, and she says, "No, stay up there." So I immediately jumped back, but she had shot the arrow at the lever to move it, so it moved. Just as Shadowheart jumps off. Oh, it's hilarious. Absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
And Dominique's always worried about her sense of humor not being like everybody else's. But honestly, Dominique does a lot of artwork for me. Certainly loves playing Baldur's Gate 3. She's always playing Baldur's Gate 3. I've got a lot of time for Dominique, so make sure you pop across and definitely give her a sub, guys. Last one on the YouTube side before we pop across and just check someone out over on. In fact, do you know what? Because of the time, realizing I've got to cook dinner. So we'll do Scooby next. So Scooby has been streaming for a short while. You will see Scooby hanging around with Leon, Roger, Ryan, FA, and the guys. But Scooby's definitely another person to follow. I'm going to drop Scooby's link in. Apologies if you hear the dog in the background. Oh, I almost spelled it wrong, man. Almost put Scobbies. Scoobies! How you doing, Pete? It's good to see you. So Scooby's content is fantastic and very much like Figgy, very much like Yanni, has got just a way of interacting with the chat, a way of interacting with you as the viewer. Very engaging with her.
Very nice, too.
Yeah. She is lovely. She really is lovely.
Been on a stream with her. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, I've yet to have the pleasure of being. I don't think I've been on a stream with her.
I've been on Roger Ryan Athy's channel, and she was there too. So yeah,
I've got a lot of time for Ryan as well. So and the thing is that there's quite a few of us that frequent our chats and our panels and our communities. And one of the things I would definitely say for any of my guests that are on the Sunday Spotlight, if you ever want to come on to any of the podcasts that we do, whether it's the 2Ts podcast or certainly the Hump Day Chinwag, which is the bigger one on the Wednesdays, if you ever want to jump onto that at any point, Clifton, and you're free, just give me a shout because you're more than welcome to jump onto any of those. So Scooby is going to be the last person that we give a shout to. I'm just going to do a bit of a thumbs up on this video. I think I dropped her link into chat. Yes, I did, which is perfect. And obviously, ordinarily, we'd wrap it up after an hour and a half anyway, so we're coming up to it. I did want to just show you this for 1 second. So I'm just going to go to this dynamic scene for a second. So this was the device I was talking about for video editing. So when it's turned on, I haven't got the dongle plugged into the PC at the minute, and in fact, this is dead. Um, what it will come up with is lots of different keybinds to like copy, paste, go backwards, whatever. But you've also got the dial for your playlists or zooming in, and then you've got the button in the middle for selecting things. But you've also got a little mini, just choked on air. My God, how does anyone choke on air? You've also got a little thumb pad at the bottom as well to do any finer work. But this is from a company called, oh, I can't even pronounce that shit. So what we'll do is I'll grab the link for it. I got it on Amazon a few
Okay.
years ago. Sense Labs, and it's Quick Keys. This is what it's called, and it's just saved my bacon on so many things, and because of it, I don't need to put too many keybinds on the PC. I just use it straight as is. You're right, Jeb. How you doing? Rick says, Tombi, next time you decide to do an all-nighter, come join B-Roll Live. I would love to. I'd love to. But I just need to make sure that I'm not working the next day. That's more the thing. Because these damn UK hours.
Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs basically, so that's
Yeah. So I assume you're doing the day job, and are you doing editing stuff like that in the evening?
uh I wish. No, I'm doing the day job, the normal 8 hours plus, whatever amount of break that I have.
Yeah.
And then I do 3D work in the evening sometimes, like whenever something comes up to help out in an old where I learned actually to do 3D. And then on top of that, trying to do YouTube, it's hard
It's a
balancing everything.
constant
Yeah.
juggling act,
Yep.
and certainly nothing that anyone shouldn't be. Um, how do I put this in the right way? A lot of people. There was a hoo ha probably about a year ago where someone said streaming is easy. Streaming isn't easy. There's a lot of thought that goes into one, making sure you've got content, the production value, sitting in front of people. It's not the easiest of things to do that on top of a day job, and to also find time between families and other commitments. It's incredibly taxing, and
Oh,
certainly anybody that does stream, hats off to anybody. And as a result, anybody that's in chat, if you're not a streamer, I would definitely make sure that you're supporting everybody, Clifton, everybody that we've looked at throughout our whole series of Sunday Spotlights, because just a nod in the right direction, a thumbs up or a comment on videos, and certainly coming up in anybody's live chat means the world to all of us, and
yeah.
is why we do a lot of the things we do. So, as we're going to be doing outros, Clifton, have you got anything coming up, my friend, that you want to just announce, or anything you're working on that you want people to keep an eye out for?
Ooh, anything? I am trying to get back into the YouTube side of things. First, getting back into making videos, reaction to trailers, stuff like that. Might pick up a show or something here or there. Um, there was a reason that I was gone for a while. Don't have to get into it here on this stream, but I did make a video about it, but it's not that important. I'm just trying to get back into things. So yeah, I mean, liking a video and commenting down below, like, that is always awesome. I
Yeah.
am on Saturdays over on Brandon the Anime Guy's channel, co-host. I do some editing for him. I do some AMVs that you know anime AMVs, and just, it's not everyone's type of thing. um uh and other than that, I have I do some AI music.
Good.
just fun, it's just,
I do a lot.
yeah, and it's a lot of
I love
fun,
it.
the stuff that you can get out of it, and I've been
Yeah.
uploading some of the songs that I've created and on huge Opie Studios,
Yep.
and it's a lot of fun, and surprisingly, the videos are actually doing pretty good without me promoting any of it. So
Amazing.
that's awesome. So if you're interested in all kinds of different music styles and genres and everything like that, like, hey, go check it out. The videos aren't the greatest. I just slap on an AI video or something to it, and just have the music running. For me, I mean, I do it for myself partially because I just pull up a playlist and listen to it. Yeah, while I'm doing other work or whatever. So yeah, I do want to say a big thank you for having me on,
No, you're more than welcome.
and it was awesome, and your chat, great people, interactive. It's awesome to see, and so thank you everyone for stopping by.
Indeed. And like I said earlier, anytime you want to jump back onto the Sunday Spotlight, if you're free, or onto the any of the podcasts that we run, or even if you find the odd moment to come and play some video games as well. We don't do it at a professional level. We just do it to have a laugh. You're more than welcome anytime you want, Clifton. You, Brandon, any of the other creators that you spend a lot of time with. Everyone's welcome. We are nice and open with everybody, and we like to meet new people all the time. So thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure. Chat, thanking you incredibly as well for your time. And also, Ryo, thank you for the $2 super chat. It was massively appreciated. And whether you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, or Twitch, make sure you pop across to Clifton. Make sure you pop across to everybody that we've looked at today. Give them the old thumbs up, drop them a comment, and make sure that you hit the old follow or subscribe. And until next time, guys, thank you very much indeed. That'll be it for now. I'll be back in 2 hours' time with some Final Fantasy 14. Until
Okay.
then, look after yourselves. Bye for now, guys. Bye for now.
Take care.
So let's wrap up of the spotlight. Sunday with you, it's a treat. Tombi's highlighted all the creators. We have shared and shown some light about creators we know and love. They make the content we can't get enough of. The grind of being small can really be tough. Every Sunday we show love. We build our community and family, making space for the ones who are like me. But this is more than marks, and they're more than creators. I call them friends, now I'll see you later. Spotlight, sunlight, spotlight, spotlight, Sunday, spotlight, spotlight, Sunday, spotlight, spotlight, Sunday, spotlight. Reach out to Tombi to get involved. Thank you all, we'll see you later. Thank you all, and we'll see you later.